Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to your apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on hurricane season. So, through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says, hurricane season begins. Federal agencies overseeing storms face barrage of challenges. It says Sunday marks the official start of what NOAA forecasters predict will be an above normal Atlantic hurricane season. But big staffing cuts at NOAA and FEMA are raising questions about the federal government's ability to forecast and track these storms and the cleanup and recovery efforts in their aftermath. Leah Douglas, Agriculture and Energy Policy Report at Reuters, joins John Yang to discuss. And this is yet another example of the Lord heavily bringing judgment upon America, because Trump is cutting staffing and funding for NOAA and FEMA, which are two agencies that are set up specifically for these kind of situations: hurricane season, tornado season, wildfires. But yet, if they're firing people left and right, and if they don't have any funding, then that means they don't have any resources. So they can't, be sending firefighters out there and helping people when their home gets destroyed and things like that. They can't help anybody. And the Lord is strategically doing this, because when the men of the Lord say that the Lord is destroying America, this is part of it. Destroying the agencies that were created specifically to help people in the event of what some would consider natural disasters. And it's ironic how the Lord is destroying these agencies at the very same time that he's increasing the frequency of these storms and tempests. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's right. And that's what the Lord is visiting with. That's why there's been so many rainstorms and lightning storms and hailstorms and tornadoes. And now we've stepped into hurricane season. There really is nowhere to go but down for America from here. The Lord is going to continue to unleash wildfires and storms and tempests, in the form of hurricanes and tornadoes upon America. There's going to be a lot of destruction, a lot of death, a lot of flooding, a lot of power outages. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And that's exactly what the Lord is doing. He's been sending hailstorms, these destroying storms that, rip trees out of the ground. And these trees, they fall onto the road. They fall onto these power lines. They fall onto people's cars. They fall onto people's homes. The torrential rain brings major flooding. Neighborhoods get flooded. Homes get flooded, highways get flooded, schools get flooded, people's businesses get flooded. These powerful winds can cause power lines to snap, which results in power outages for thousands of people. Psalms 11:6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and in horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And clearly, that's what the Lord is doing. And he's preparing to do it on an even greater scale with us entering hurricane season. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it's a violent windy storm, such as hurricanes or tornadoes. And that small article that I read is just letting you know that these storm prediction centers are saying that we've entered hurricane season, but yet there's not going to be much they can do in the form of helping people when these disasters strike, because staff cuts and, you know, their financial aid is getting cut. So they're not going to be able to afford the resources that they need to help people. And like I said, that's yet another strike from the Lord upon America. And these other countries like Canada, they won't be able to spare any resources because they're currently dealing with a bunch of wildfires. Luke 21:22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And that's right. And all these judgments, the wildfires, the earthquakes, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the lightning storms, the hailstorms, the power outages, all of these things are the vengeance of the Lord. This is all his vengeance and his judgment and his anger and his wrath being poured out upon the earth. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, to stand before the Son of Man. And that is exactly what those of us of the hopeful elect are doing. We're watching every day, and we're praying that the Lord accounts us worthy to escape all the destruction that he has in store, regardless of where in the world the members of the hopeful elect live. We want the Lord to protect us from the famines and the pestilences and the wars and the volcano eruptions and the earthquakes and the hurricanes and the tornadoes and, all the things that are going to be taking place in these last days. We want the Lord to keep his hedge of protection over us and our loved ones. Because as bad as we think it's going to get, it's going to be a whole lot worse. So that's why we have to stay prayed up And we have to stay locked into this truth because we need the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son to keep us safe in these times. Meanwhile, all of these other people that are playing around, they're going to get wiped out. And they don't even know it because they're not paying attention. And like I said, with what's happening to NOAA and FEMA, the Lord, He's really setting up a lot of people for destruction. But we have to keep in mind that those people are wicked people with whom the Lord is angry with and who are going to get destroyed anyway. We just have to continue to make sure that we of the hopeful elect are on the right side of things. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, of course. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting His spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Ottawa Bratazah. Until next time, shalom.